For many junior residents, the senior call room is a mysterious place.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Sarah Shake's Tea Party. Today our first guest is Kimiko. Pardon me, Kimmy, I can't hear you.
Hello, Sarah.
And my next guest is Josh Schulman.
Sarah, thank you for inviting me.
Well, Josh, which tea would you prefer? Green tea or the black tea?
Well, actually, there's a recent paper in experimental neurology showing that green tea reduces amyloid beta deposition in a mouse transgenic model of Alzheimer's disease. There you go. Now you have the paper.
And you, Kimmy, which tea would you prefer? Well, actually, I'd prefer black tea. It would go great with these cookies I brought. Would you like one? By Jove, did you just pull that tea biscuit out of your bun?
You know, Kimmy, your bun's really come a long way since junior year.
Oh, we should take pictures. Let me get my camera. Let's take pictures.
It's just fascinating, you know, just fascinating.
Righto. Well, I've prepared an exciting presentation on the history of tea and neurology. Come closer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is a little known fact that C.M.F. Fisher and Earl Grey were old chums at Oxford, and the early benefits of tea on neurological disease were first studied by Earl Grey.
Well, actually, Miller Fisher was the first to study the benefits of green tea in early stroke prevention. There's a whole case series where he first examined the antioxidant effects, which, you know, I happened to read during my NM1 year in my spare time. On page 3, the way that different toxins can affect internal carotid plaque. And you know, Sarah and Kimmy, I think one thing you've just got to remember is that when most people hear hoofbeats, they think horses. And, you know, it's really important that, you know, as partners neurologists, that we're thinking about the zebras. During NM2 year, I was starting to run out of things to read.
I'm sorry, Josh, I'm going to have to cut you off. It's exactly 3:45, and it takes me 7 minutes to walk home. And I'm scheduled to meet Katerina at 4:30 exactly for our cello rehearsal.
Well, I guess I should be heading home too. Kimmy, you gonna take the bus home with me?
No, I'm all set. I've got my bike.
Chief complaint, dysarthria right hemiparesis, 41-year-old right-handed male.
Listen, I've heard enough. It sounds like a hot carotid. Hit it, girls.
Hot carotid.
Carótida caliente?
We could cool him off.
We can give some heparin.
Watching the seniors interact, it's hard to imagine that they might go on to illustrious careers. The program is especially proud of the following
So
alumni.
I'd like to thank all the residents for all of their hard work and congratulate them on a job well done and on their graduation. And I expect all of you to go on to brilliant careers.
You know, the reflex hammer is a very misunderstood tool. Very ignored, very underserved in the world of medicine. The fine rubber, the smooth lines, modeled after the ancient Sumerian, who used a turtle shell tied to a reed. I have now opened a museum dedicated to the reflex hammer and its fine form, function, and style.
So why radiology? When I first told women that I was going to be a doctor, it went over pretty well. But when I focused down on neurology, I hit a dry spell. Then, more recently, when I came up with neuroradiology, things got a lot better. Maybe it's something about telling a woman that you're going to take a really close look at her mind in a dark room that seems to go over particularly well. Neuroradiology? Okay, you want to protocol whole brain and spine MR? All right. Did you check plantar responses? No. 2-point discrimination? Yeah, that's going to be really useful as well. Rectal tone? No. Why don't you give me a call back once you've done a full exam, and then we'll talk about it then. Bye. Hey, this is neuroradiology. Oh, so you want a whole brain spine MR? Great. Did you do an exam yet? No? All right, but the patient has a headache? Sure. Okay, we'll get that done stat. Bye. I guess it's just a different business model.
Oh, I see. So she's seizing?
Sometimes it's the quietest ones
And what about the
that branch
general
out the most wildly.
Did you hear any expiratory crackles? I like big heads, and I cannot lie. They cover big old brains like mine. And when they get disease, pathologies, and breeze, I like big heads, oh my. Keep the K above 4 and the mag above 2. That is my message.